The pressure didn't work. The defense, he had no defense, bro. No idea of defense. But the sad part is, it's not even sad, but you got trainer of the year in your corner, bro. You don't supposed to come out there and look that bad under no circumstances.
And no shout out to Derrick James. Niggas leaving you, bro. You better do something fast.
You got one more fighter to go out that way, and then
you all your big fights, pause. You going outside. That gym gonna be empty soon. You better do something fast, nigga.
Get somebody that really know what the hell going on in this game, bro. For real. But the fight was not competitive enough for a rematch. That shark ran into a well tonight, boy.
Top 2 fighters lost. He trash at this point. Nobody give a fuck about that, nigga. I don't know how he won Coach of the Year, Trainer of the Year, whatever the fuck he was.
Trainer of the Year.
That nigga's garbage.
Is Derrick James' career on life support? I would have to say so. Jermell Charlo's performance only shines a bigger light on Derrick James, even though it's really not his fault in that case. You have to understand, they're coming off the performance of Errol Spence and the fact that a lot of people deem Derrick James is inadequate.
So I'm looking at his face, and you can see what we seen on the instant replay. When the punches was coming his way in slow motion, he was scared. That nigga was
kept
scared,
doing
my
that.
nigga.
At doing his job, they believe that they made a mistake giving this guy Trainer of the Year. So for Jermell to go out there and put on a performance like that, being the fact that he's under Derrick James' tutelage, it did not add. It only made that hole bigger and more gaping. And it shines a bigger light on this guy is really not the Trainer of the Year. How could he when he had 2 fighters that produce horrible performances?
That gym gonna be empty soon. You better do something fast, nigga.
Now, this is one thing I want you to keep in mind for a trainer that got Trainer of the Year. You had 2 fighters that were in 2 huge fights, big fights, and they managed to put out one of the worst performances that people have ever seen in their career, both Charlo and Errol. Yes, that puts a big hit on Derrick James. You know, so Jermell just didn't play himself, he also played his coach. And like I said, I'm not blaming Derrick James for what went on in that ring, because it's obvious Jermell had his own plan of what he was going to do. Point blank and period. But still, this adds to that because it's under that whole roof. It doesn't look good for Derrick James. And it begs the question, how in boxing can we give somebody like Derrick James Trainer of the Year but not recognize Bo-Mac McIntyre? That's when you know it's messed up that boxing in itself, boxing lies to you in order to be able to sell to you. I'm going to say that again. Boxing lies to you, feeds you false information about the sport of boxing and how you should view it in order to lie to you. So the people that you trust on to help you learn about the sport of boxing is the same people manipulating you, making you think this guy is trash when they're really the truth. They're really one of the best fighters in the world. And this guy is really better than what he is when he's really not that special at all. And they do that to you in order to be able to sell to you. So that's why a lot of people are so confused, and you be talking to people about boxing, it's like, man, do you watch the sport? Do you even know what you're talking about? It's no wonder these guys are so confused and so up in the air, and why nobody can get a firm grasp on understanding the sport.
Top 2 fighters lost. He trash at this point. Nobody give a fuck about that, nigga. I don't know how he won Coach of the Year, Trainer of the Year, whatever the fuck he was.
Trainer of the Year.
That's because the sport in itself lies to the damn fans. This guy's a great trainer. These guys ain't shit. This. That's the same thing with the pound for pound. Not recognize people who should be on the pound for pound. Pushing people up who shouldn't be on the pound for pound, who just took 2 and 3 losses, who've never been undisputed, who's done this, who got franchise champion. It's all connected.
You got Trainer of the Year in your corner, bro. You don't supposed to come out there and look that bad under no circumstances.
All of it. So boxing in itself lies to you in order to be able to sell to you. And this is the thing. Boxing is one of the most purest sports out there because it's a sport of individuals and nobody can save you. And when you get put up under the light, it's only a matter of time. You're going to be able to hang in the shadows. Eventually, you're going to be tested. And we're going to find out if you're really that. Why do you think all the pound for pound fighters that the mainstream boxing outlets try to pump to you and tell you these guys are number one? Once we put them up under the diamond test, what happened to them? They crumbled. The only people that be remaining left are the people who they want to stop or question if they need to be this high on the pound for pound. Hence Terrence Crawford. He was always questioned, should he be this high? Should he be at this, is he really number one, this and that? What is the first thing that they immediately did after it's abundantly clear that Terrence Bud Crawford is the pound for pound number one fighter? They shoved a newie in your face. Hold on, but wait, but what about a newie? That's why I say everybody had their time to shine and sit up at the top of the pound for pound list without being bothered. Lomachenko for 4 years, not being bothered. They didn't care about if Canelo was considered number one, when Lomachenko was considered number one. But when they thought Terrence Crawford, then the Canelo fans came out the woodworks crying. The Lomachenko fans came out the woodworks crying. It's the same shit. How can a person know what they're looking at and know who's a good fighter when everything's manipulated based off who's popular, what color they are, and what company that they're with? This is why I say if we keep it even across the board, nobody can hide and we all benefit. We're all going to get good fights. We're all going to see the fights that we want to see. We're all going to see our fighters get the challenges and get the opportunities that they want. If we had the ability as boxing fans to keep it even across the fucking board, but we don't. And the boxing outlets and people who sell us boxing, they know that. They know we're torn apart between emotion. They know we're torn apart through race. They know we're torn apart through coast, UK, America. They know that, and they use that to pimp us and not give us what we want.
That nigga's garbage. So I'm looking at his face, and you can see, when we seen on the instant replay, when the punches was coming his way in slow motion, he was like, he was scared. That nigga was.
If we can stand united and treat everybody the same and require the same shit that we require of Mayweather, the same shit that you require of Gervonta Davis, require that for Tyson Fury, require that for Usyk, require that for everybody. Guess what? Everybody has to do the same thing and everybody has to go through the gauntlet. So we're going to see who's really who because we're not favoring nobody. Now, don't that shit make sense? But somehow when I say that, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Like I said, it's all a giant web and it's all connected, and it all can start by keeping it even Steven across the board so nobody can hide. Nobody needs franchise champion. Nobody needs to be favored. Nobody needs all this other stuff. If this person get in trouble for taking drugs, you treat them all the same way. Don't report on this dude beating this wife, but we don't want to talk about Andrew Ruiz or anybody. Like I said, it's one big giant web that's all connected and it's able to operate because fans, boxing fans, y'all have chinks in your armor emotionally, psychologically. And it gets pimped and taken advantage of, and therefore we get bullshit. How many times I gotta keep saying it? Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.